karma is definitely on us as a people. Now, do we have ancestors in the cosmos that's going to come down and help us with this? Because I understand, we are connected. And, so, all these movies, Independence Day, our ancestors coming down and help us.
Yes. Your ancestors are your own children. Many of these people sitting in this audience are your ancestors. Well, the key is they don't know themselves. The other deal is, as these sisters become conscious, because the spirits are around you all the time waiting to help us. And it's because we have fallen into idol God worship is why you can't call on them. They're not coming down from anywhere. They're always with you. They're even in yourselves. Oh, you need to wake up and they will wake up.
Let me just, my brother, you are the ancestors. We are the ancestors. Your DNA connects you to every human African that has ever lived. And so don't look to the sky. Don't look for your purpose. You pray and you are praying to yourself. You are the God. You enact that. And so it's up to you to come from a plan. We have to plan. We are the ones we have been waiting for. So we have to sit here and we have to come up with some valuable, usable ideas that will help liberate us. We are the answer.
I want to move on from that question since a couple of times asked that. I'm moving on because I don't want us to get stuck and be drifting off into la-la land with this, so let's move on. Question.
My question is to the professor. I wanted to, first I would need reference on how to actually decipher what the middle dimension is. And also, my daughter attends an African descent independent school, and I wanted to know how will, or if there would be any way that there can be a teacher that will be able to teach them that language.
I'll do the second part first. I sit on the Council of CB, that's the Council of Independent Black Institutions. There's actually, next week, a CB council meeting in Trenton, New Jersey. And there will be people there who will be able to connect with your school and to help them with the Medu Netra. Do you live in New York? Where do you live? Manhattan? I actually teach Medu Netra right here in Manhattan. So you can just see me at the table afterwards. Where anybody interested in learning the language of Medu Netra is taught here in New York. I teach Dr. Jeffries, the ASCAP, that's the Classical Association for African People. We have to stop taking other people's word for our language, our culture, our ideas, our concept. If you notice, many of the people here on the panel are giving you first-hand information that they have translated. And that's what we have to. That's what I'm talking about, changing the paradigm. Don't read necessarily what they got in the books, what they got on that History Channel. That's all controlled by the people who's messed up their mind in the first place. And so, sister, yes, you need to learn the Medu Netra. It's in the city, and you can learn it. There's even Dr. Valentine's wife, who's also one of my students, even teaches it on the internet. And so even if you lived in Canada, you can learn it.
Also, I just wanted to reference also that because other ethnic cultures set up barriers in their communities, whereas in Chinatown and everything is written in China, anything there. So there's that language barrier that they're able to keep within themselves to keep us locked out. So I think it's really important that, we teach our children, from young first up.
We are the only people stopping us from doing it. The enemy exists inside of us. We have to destroy that enemy inside of us so that we can be the gods we're supposed to be.
I got a question right here. Here's another question.
I know the question was originally and also the topic.
Hold on. Hey, y'all better kill that noise. Respect, that's the first thing we gotta have is some respect. Come on, some unity, respect. Go ahead, brother.
I know that the question was, the original question that brought everybody here was, who wrote you before 1492? And that is a good question, but there's with so many answers and with so many names that the panel has revealed to us all the historical names and whatnot, to totally focus on one seems like it would negate all the other names. So that is a endless answer that we could go on for years saying who we were. There's so many names. And right now it just seems as though people should be trying to come together in the configuration of one name to move forward on, as opposed to all these different names.
Every tribe, every nation in the United States, every so-called Native American tribe, we are called the people. And everything that's done is done in the name of the people. And when we refer to each other, we refer to each other as the people. So to answer Africa Bambaa's question, what was we called before 1492? We were called the people. In 1493, we were called the people. In 2008, we called each other the people. And if you call yourself any other name, then you are either very correct, as in Moorish, or something respectful, or something as the brother from Chicago used, a term that means our own death and demise. So we have to refer to ourselves as the people, and have to give that love as the people. And it ain't no kumbaya thing. It's about when, in 2 weeks, when the food, the electricity is cut off, how many of you can share a little bit that you got in order for us to get from Monday to Tuesday? The people.
Hey man, I got a question for you. Why you keep calling me the brother from Chicago? I ain't from Chicago. I'm from all over this place. And my name is Lord Cassius D, not the brother from Chicago.
I don't know your name.
I'm 61 years old.
You know my name. No. You know my name.
Well, what is it then?
I'm your elder.
And I respect that, but I'm going to see you. And my name is Lord Cassius D.
Brother Cassius.
Thank you. I love you too, brother. That's all I'm doing. My name. I got another question for you. Let's go to the question.
Be clear. You guys love each other. That's very clear. That's my problem.
Wait a minute. Maybe you can answer this question, but let this brother take the question. Give this question right here. Please, I'm trying to give everybody a chance to talk. I know you boiling over with answers and things to say, but
we just wanted to answer
question.
Peace for you, family. Before 1492, what we gotta all keep in mind is that regardless of what we called ourselves, we recognize ourselves as being part of an indigenous family, and we were, and that meant that we were the true nobles, the true sovereigns of the planet. Wherever there was a global network of indigenous sovereigns around the world, and they called themselves by many different names. We called ourselves by many different names. When you hear of the Cherokee or the Choctaw or the Yamasee, these are just a group of indigenous sovereigns that get together for a common cause, and they might choose a name for a particular time, but don't get caught up with all these different names because it's one family, and no matter where we was at, we were the indigenous seat of power connected to those land masses. So, and the interesting thing is that a lot of times we focus on our differences of what we see differently. But prior to 1492, regardless to whether you called yourself an Islamic noble or an Islamic sovereign, or a Catholic and Protestant sovereign, or a Buddhist sovereign, or whatever part of the planet we was at, we was still recognized as the nobility, as the source of royalty, okay? And that's the main thing we gotta get back to, our indigenous status as the true sovereigns of the planet, no matter where we are, no matter what we call ourselves, if we convene under one name, because once you do the history, you find that if you had a different view from me, I might build your temple of worship for you because I might be the artisan of that time. And if I'm Islamic, that wouldn't stop me from building a Catholic and a Protestant palace or a place of worship or whatever. All right? I'm True Master. I'll be here tomorrow, add on, but I'm just letting y'all know that we...
This is, you got something to say. Come on.
It's interesting how we put the words around and we agree to certain things. We agree that we're aboriginal, which means the first, absolutely. It's even superior to the word indigenous, meaning from what portion you're from. In other words, Florida, oranges are typically indigenous to